Alright, as we get started up here at Waterbury Road in Longmont, there are a couple things we are going to note as far as our installed ejector pit in the basement goes. So basically what we currently have happening, the drain line, the pump line that ejects out of the ejection pit is currently, see if I can coordinate our camera and show you exactly. The ejection line for this pit is currently running up through the wall and entering the bottom of the main line here, kind of Ying in here and then heading out towards the septic tank. Now what we're concerned about with this is traditionally when an ejection pit is installed, that ejection line from the pit will have a high loop that goes up and enters the top of the piping, so that once that pit clears, it's able to properly gravity feed into the main line. My concern with the line attempting to come in underneath onto the main line is that it isn't properly ejecting into the main line, and that there is a concern whatever doesn't clear with the ejection can backwash down into the pit. This would make it more difficult on the motor and keep the motor running more continuously, potentially burning it out. So what we are going to recommend is a licensed plumber comes in, inspects and investigates this. If the plumber clears this and believes that pump and motor are strong enough to force gravity feed up into the main line on the bottom, then we are good to go and nothing needs to be done. If he believes that this should be properly run up, above, and down into the main line in this wall, then he can properly install and repipe that. We appear to have some pretty heavy scale buildup on our interior cast iron. As we reach the end of the cast iron here, we can almost see a lip at the top. That should be smoothed out and allow some greater clearance through our 3-inch pipe. So I will recommend a blade cleaning in order to scrape the cast iron clean. Another point to note, with our access being on the end of the piping, I'll show you again as we pull the camera back into the closet. With that access being on the end of the piping, we are not able to run any water during this inspection without concerns it could come spilling out of the pipe. However, the home inspector has tested all water throughout the house and drained a significant amount of water through the piping at this point, so we can still check for good flow. There's some things in the exterior piping we want to reinvestigate. So we pulled the camera back, got a little bit of degrease around the lens. We'll run it back out to that septic connection. So double checking this first portion of the main line, we do believe some of the exterior piping is Orangeburg material. This is a high-risk piping material used in the 60s and 50s primarily, that is made of wood pulp, tar, and paper. We can tell there has been some compression on the piping at this joint connection, confirming our piping material, so we will be recommending a replacement of our Orangeburg material. At about 20 feet, we connect to the septic tank located in the backyard. The covers for the septic tank are present just to the corner of the addition in the yard. Our connection to the septic tank appears to be PVC, so that is good condition. But our Orangeburg runs from about where the line leaves the property to just before our PVC section in our holding water here. So since we can't tell exactly where that Orangeburg is ending, we will recommend repairing up towards the septic tank connection, so we can A, remove the Orangeburg piping, and B, get rid of this low spot towards the end.